Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to today's launch of the VIHASA online project. My name is Nirmala Brakbirde. I'm coordinator for the VIHASA online project and your host for this event, which is by the Janki Foundation for Spirituality in Healthcare. The Janki Foundation is a UK-based charity which encourages research and awareness in the field of spirituality and health. Today's event is going to be a mix of some videos, some slides, which we will show you, and a conversation with the trainers of the VIHASA online facilitators training program. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this process. And a special welcome again to all those who are joining us to celebrate this launch of the VIHASA online project. So we want to introduce you to the beginning of the Janki Foundation, a little bit about the Janki Foundation and how the Values in Healthcare program, a spiritual approach, acronym VIHASA, started. And my good friend and from the Janki Foundation steering group, Dr. Carla Mistry, is going to narrate the first video about how when we started and what the charity is about and what the program consists of. So enjoy.
The Janki Foundation was launched in December 1997 at the Royal College of Physicians, London, with a dual purpose to support Global Hospital and Research Centre in Mount Abu, India, and to enthuse health professionals in their work through exploring and recognising the role of spiritual facets of healthcare. Both of these aims were anticipated and strongly supported by Daddy Janki, who was president of the foundation until she passed on in 2020. It's wonderful to think that the hospital started as a holistic and spiritual venture, and to this day has maintained its ethos of providing excellent clinical services free at the point of delivery for anyone in the local area. The Janki Foundation has always been that a better understanding of spiritual factors and meditative practice can benefit both patients and practitioners by reducing stress and staff fatigue, improving sleep, raising confidence, and stimulating the healing process. Over numerous decades now, research findings have also pointed in this direction, and clinical experience backs up the premise that personal and spiritual qualities have a significant part to play in recovery from illness. From this starting point, the aims of the Janki Foundation have been developed, and some of them revised with time to reflect more specific objectives. The reflective practitioner led to the idea of putting together values in a pack for healthcare practitioners, and after many meetings and conversations, writing of drafts, drawing in new expertise, and further consultation, finally a 500-page product was born. Values in Healthcare, a Spiritual Approach, which is popularly abbreviated to VIHASA. Designed as a training program, VIHASA is complete with a pertinent introduction, guide notes for facilitation, implements a style of facilitation suitable for adult learning, incorporates meditation pauses and movement breaks, as well as offering modular exercises to explore spiritual values. A key component for experiential learning was the introduction of spiritual tools. This singing, dancing product was launched in 2004 at King's College campus. One of the first teams to offer the values training program widely was a group of health professionals from South Africa who took the new baby VIHASA to healthcare practitioners in towns and cities all over South Africa and further afield for many years to come.
I practice as a palliative medicine specialist in Durban, South Africa. South Africa has an understaffed public and private healthcare system with a high burden of first and third world diseases, HIV/AIDS, violence, and road traffic injuries. I trained in VIHASA in 2004 in the UK with 3 other healthcare professionals. Recognizing the vast need for VIHASA, we began hosting monthly workshops in the major cities of South and Southern Africa, and each workshop led to many other workshops in the cities and little towns of Southern Africa. We reached the healthcare staff of primary, district, and tertiary, public, and private hospitals, non-profit organizations, children and retirement homes, military, occupational health. We conducted workshops at national and international conferences. Research done by one of our doctors at SMU University empirically proved the benefits of VIHASA on 6th year medical students. Africa has heart and soul. Thus, the experiential approach of VIHASA was perfect as it touches minds and heals hearts. The women, often nurses, are the silent leaders of our communities. It has truly been a privilege through VIHASA to witness the powerful stories, humanity, and spirit of our dedicated healthcare professionals. Over a decade, thousands of healthcare professionals have benefited personally and professionally from VIHASA modules, and we have trained 280 facilitators to use this structured, holistic program to support their colleagues. Thank you, VIHASA.
VIHASA training sessions and facilitator meetings took place in the UK, in India, in USA, and in places as far-flung as Thailand, Philippines, Australia, South America, and the Caribbean, and in the Middle East, Africa, and Mauritius, Holland, Italy, Spain, and many other countries around the world. The pack was translated in whole or in parts into 13 different languages. Literally thousands of values workshops and events took place across all the 5 continents due to the efforts of dedicated facilitators and practitioners.
Congratulations for the Janki Foundation for its 25 years of service. It's a small band of volunteers, but they've had a big impact, and it's been wonderful to see it over the years. The Values in Healthcare project in particular has helped thousands of doctors and other health workers worldwide, and many publications that have been of value to patients. The other thing that I think that Janki Foundation has done brilliantly over the years, although it's a kind of unsung role, has been to support the idea that spirituality is important in healthcare, that our thoughts and feelings play a big part in how we either stay well or become ill, and that awareness is something that can make the job easier of looking after others as well as making the treatments work better. So good luck, and thank you.
Hello, my name is Jan Alco. I was first involved with VIHASA right back in 2002 when I was asked to join a project group putting together a development programme for healthcare professionals to help address stress and burnout, and to enable them to take a more values-based approach to their personal lives and practice. Behind our work was the vision and incredible drive of Daddy Janki, the then president of the fairly recently formed Janki Foundation for Spirituality in Healthcare. And her incredible energy provided everything we needed at every stage of the process. I had been in training and development in health and social care for many years, and part of my role was to develop training materials. And so my experience came in quite useful in structuring the programme and in editing and publishing the final pack, which I expect some of you have seen, the purple and yellow VIHASA pack. The materials were organised into 7 modules, each exploring an important value, like cooperation or positivity or compassion. We introduced 7 tools to facilitate the process. Things like meditation, visualization, play, reflection, and appreciation. And this unique approach, we hoped, would help participants go deeper within themselves to reflect on their own spirituality and the needs for valuing themselves. We went on to train many facilitators in many countries to help them run the VIHASA programme. My and other project members' vision was always that opportunities to learn in this very different way could then be cascaded throughout healthcare teams, organisations, and around the world. My particular interest was in the huge potential for teams to undertake the learning together and begin to build supportive healthcare environments, both for themselves and their patients. The programme included opportunities to reflect on their current practice and to make small, realistic, positive changes. Since those early times, there have been countless VIHASA programmes run in many settings and countries. The development of simple online training technology has extended opportunities in all kinds of ways, including overcoming geographical barriers, bringing the training to new people and new places, and creating supportive groups and forums for those facilitating the programme. This is hugely exciting, and I personally wish the online VIHASA project many successes now and in the future. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Chrissy.
And I'm Richard.
Originally, Dr. Craig Brown asked us to help him write some of the material for the VIHASA programme. And that was probably some 20 years ago now that we did that.
Yes, and we weren't just involved in the writing of the programme, we also piloted it. And that was to iron out some of the wrinkles that were in it already and to see it working in practice.
That was before it was published. And so we piloted it in a social care setting, and the training itself was mandatory for a group of managers and staff. The training was quite different from training that they'd been used to, and so we were not quite sure how it would work in that corporate setting at that time. But in fact, it worked.
Yeah, it was very unusual at that time to have that sort of training going on. And we'd been involved as well with the training of facilitators, because it was realised that you can't just train this, it actually has to be facilitated so that people can think about it in terms of themselves and reflect on their own stuff.
That original training for facilitators, the really important message was to be able to model both the behaviours and the attitudes that I talked about in the programme. And that is still a very strong message with the current training of facilitators. It's more about how you are with the group rather than what you do with the group. So it's whether you can really be with the group rather than being so concerned about what you're doing with the group.
Yeah, it's important that from the word go, the facilitator sets the tone for the programme and then models that, but then also maintains the tone throughout the programme, so it lets people know this is what we're all about.
Since then, we've used it as a resource to add to the work that we do, and we've been able to take some of the sessions and adapt them to fit with whatever we're trying to do at that time with a particular programme in a different organisation.
Yeah, it's been a very useful resource. We've used some of the material to work with, well, for instance, the Irish Health Authority. We've been doing some work with them, and we've taken some of the sessions and adapted them and added to them to turn it into programmes. But it's been very useful as a resource.
As Richard says, you can take different sessions and adapt them to meet the needs of the programme that you're offering to an organisation. And we've used it, for instance, you can use it at lots of different levels. So we've used it sometimes to help people feel more peaceful, to reduce stress levels, to help people be more resilient, and to really understand more about taking care of themselves, both in the workplace and at home. It also can be used at a level to help people really connect with themselves and each other and the divine, so that people can have a spiritual experience. As you can hear, it can be used in lots of different ways, and we've found that in using it, often staff get on much better in terms of their teams. Complaints and grievances have been reduced, and so is absenteeism.
So we're looking forward to this going online, because we feel that a lot more people will benefit from it, both in terms of facilitating it and getting what they need from it.
Yes, and it seems to be a really good way for people around the world to have access to such a programme. So we wish you all success with it.
All the best with it.
Go well.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. A warm greeting of peace to all my sisters and brothers. I want to congratulate Janki Foundation and the chair, Dr. Sarah Eager, and also the instrument who has put this project together and will be continuing to sustain the project, and that is Nirmala Ben, Nirmala Raghbir Day. Nirmala Ben has put in a lot of time and energy in all the different projects of Janki Foundation, but this online project for VIHASA, for the values in healthcare from a spiritual approach, is something that's very, very special and very much needed at this moment. Dadi Janki's vision for Janki Foundation was that people who are in the caring professions, and especially the medical profession, should be served, and the way to serve them was to remind them of their own innate values and qualities and the passion and compassion which motivated them to enter this profession in the first place. And so she was very pleased, and she personally monitored all the work of Janki Foundation right till the end of her days. And within that, she was so sure that if people within the caring professions looked after themselves and cared for others in that same way, then yes, it would be a very beautiful way to move forward to well-being and health, both for the professionals but also for those to whom they give their care. And for myself, I also feel that this is such a valuable resource that is very much needed at this time. To be able to care for the self means that there'll never be any compassion deficit, because I'm awakening compassion within myself first and foremost. And then, yes, I can constantly continue to share and give to others. If I run dry, if my battery goes flat, how am I going to be able to serve and give? And so, firstly, the values in healthcare is a reminder of how to take care of the self. And then I feel that all those in the UK who are in the NHS are facing so many different pressures from so many directions. I don't need to list them, you know them better than I do. And so this is a gift for all of you. And I hope that the NHS really takes us up in a big way, because yes, it's your time, but there's no other cost involved. Your time is most precious, of course, but within the NHS, I hope that this will really be something that will boost the enthusiasm and renew the courage and power that you have. But I think it's also a resource for the world. We've had tremendous success with this in 2 countries in particular, South Africa and also in India, in a big, big way. And so I know that there'll be other countries, maybe in particular in the southern part of the world, where people won't be able to travel easily to come to India or UK or anywhere else, but this is a resource that they can use. Online service means that the world can be served so easily. And so all good wishes for this project, especially to Dr. Sarah Eager and also to Nirmala Raghuveer Day. And I know that the future is one in which people are going to turn to this more and more. So thank you for doing this. It's been a labor of love for Nirmala and the whole team, but also all good wishes for the success in the future. Om Shanti.
So I hope you enjoyed that, our journey when we did VIHASA face-to-face, and with the onset of COVID, we were able to put together a training program to train facilitators to actually understand the spiritual tools and use them within our own selves, but also to train these facilitators to actually deliver the program online. So our journey began in March 2022, and we're already here at the end of March 2023. So in 1 year, I'm going to take you through what we have achieved. So the VIHASA online project is in 5 stages. The first stage is really looking at training online VIHASA facilitators. So far, well, I'll take you through a bit where we are with that. The second phase is the formation of the regional groups, which I'll talk about, how we plan to roll it out. And so after the launch of today, there will be a rollout of this program internationally. And online forum for trained facilitators, how we can maintain our learning community and sustain that learning community by meeting in person, but also regular meetings online. So these are the trainers for the program. Myself, my background is I work in a mental health hospital, and I have been doing spiritual care training for quite a long time. I started with VIHASA prior to it being launched when we were piloting it. Arnold Desser, who has been the backbone for this project and has trained all of us who are here now training others. Arnold cannot be with us today, but we hold him very high in our regard and esteem for all the support and all the effort that he's made in guiding us to deliver this training program. We have Masana D'Souza and also Raksha Balbadu. Raksha is from South Africa, Masana is from the UK, and later on you'll meet them. We're going to have a conversation and take you through one of the sessions of the program. So the next slide looks at the training, the process of how we do this training. We have a pre-meeting where we invite all those who are registered for the training. If they're interested and they register, we invite them to a pre-meeting. At that pre-meeting, we go through what we expected to do for the training. It involves 3 consecutive sessions over a period of about 6 weeks, training 1, training 2, training 3. And these 3 training sessions, they are 3.5 hours each. And after the completion of all 3 sessions, we invite people to a follow-up meeting to introduce them to the regional groups that we have created. So the next stage will be after the regional groups, we offer 3 consecutive self-support sessions over, again, a 6 weeks period. In these self-support sessions, the main aim is really to enhance the facilitators' confidence and skills, up their skills, so they gain more experience using the VIHASA material. Then we issue their certificate. So all the people you're seeing with their videos on, with the background, they are trained facilitators, certified trained online facilitators for Janki Foundation. And at the end, we'll invite them all to put their videos on and say hello. So the whole purpose of training the VIHASA online facilitators is, so far in 1 year, we've done 3 sets of training, and we have a milestone, which we have achieved, of 75 facilitators in 23 countries that have completed the VIHASA online training. And I think in 1 year doing this, that is something for us to celebrate. The next slide talks about some of the graphs that we've used from the information collected. So if you look at this graph, it looks at how many people registered for the program. And if you see the yellow line, it's increasing from training 1 to training 2 to training 3. And those that actually complete, again, match the same increase. So yes, people register and they start the training, but they are not able to complete it because of one reason or the other. But then when we have a second training, we again invite them. So this is just showing the comparison that the interest is there of people to do this program. The next slide looks at the completed status. So again, when you look at these cubes, from a cube, it's becoming elongated into a rectangle. And that shows that there is an increase in people having an interest in the program, but actually being part of the training program. So what this is showing that in training 3, we had 35 people completed the training. And that's our biggest number yet to come. But we have more to come, so let's see. The next show the regional groups, how many people, facilitators are trained by each of the regions. We have 8 regions, and these are the regions: Africa, Asia, Canada, Caribbean, India, Nepal, UK, Europe, Middle East is 1, and USA. And when you look at the diagram, the pie chart, we can see that UK, Europe, Middle East, and India, we are leading in terms of the amount of trained facilitators that we have. Then we have the Caribbean and, you know, all these different regions. So we are hoping when we run more training programs, the numbers will increase. And so we will then go on to the next phase of our training. So I think we are now going to share with you a video, and this video is really about the regional groups, and the formation of the regional groups is really, we created these from the beginning of the first, no, at the end of the second training program, we created these regional groups so that we can pilot the program online. And so in each region, we've had pilot sessions, and we will share with you some of those feedback. So now the vision of these regional groups is really to roll out VIHASA. The VIHASA program is a regional and an international healthcare training program. The aims is really to provide that platform for all the trained facilitators also to meet regularly in a supported environment, to share their updates, what they have been doing, and also to access, you know, any assistance required if they're running a session, because we have, as I mentioned, a cadre now of 75 trained facilitators in over 23 countries. So what we are going to do now is show you a video where you will be introduced to each of the regional coordinators. So some regions, the majority of them, 6 out of the 8 regions have 4 regional coordinators, and 2 regions have 3 regional coordinators. The regional coordinator are the one that's sort of responsible for bringing together all the people who are trained so that they can practice the program, but also help to roll it out and pilot it. So enjoy.
Hello, I'm Skender Kasa from Ethiopia. I am a trainer, facilitator, and coach by profession, and have been privileged to have a chance to attend the VIHASA online trainings with my colleagues from Africa. And yeah, we are excited about it, and we learned so much about it, and looking forward to share this wisdom to the rest of this beautiful continent with my colleagues. And Raksha is here. She will introduce herself and tell you more about it.
Thank you, Iskender. And yes, wonderful to be with all of you. And I'm Raksha. I work as a palliative medical specialist in Durban, South Africa, and also enjoying the VIHASA online project. In Africa, we have 54 countries, and thus we have 7 facilitators. So we have representation in East Africa, West Africa, South Africa, and the islands of Mauritius and Seychelles. We held our first pilot last month, and it was beautiful in that many experienced the power of the experiential approach in connecting with their core values. And many shared that they wanted to train further, and an organization wants us to take it to 200 of their staff so that they can work in greater harmony with kindness and compassion. So I'm sure lots more is to follow. We will continue to have monthly sessions, 90-minute sessions using the other modules of the VIHASA project. Thank you, and it's really wonderful to be part of the team. Bye.
Thank you. Looking forward to see you. Bye-bye.
My name is Janki. I am a VIHASA coordinator in Asia region. I am also a VIHASA online facilitator.
My name is Sithan Song. I am a VIHASA's regional coordinator in Asian region. During the pilot, VIHASA has been introduced to Cambodia and Malaysia. Our first pilot session was delivered to staff management and educators in Cambodia. It was a 90-minute test session on the discovering inner values. It aims to help participants to recognize their own inner values through personal preferences and their high points in working life. There were 18 participants who attended the session.
By experiencing meditation and self-reflection, participants realize the importance of self-care and spiritual well-being, as well as recognize their own inner values. Therefore, they express an interest to continue a series of sessions on such topics as positivity, peace, cooperation, and self-worth. After the launch, we aim to introduce VIHASA to education, healthcare, youth groups, and other sectors in Cambodia and Malaysia.
In addition, we would like to bring VIHASA online learning to other countries in Southeast Asia, such as Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, and Singapore, so more people can benefit from it.
Hello, I'm Anu Patel, a pharmaceutical researcher and a counselor in Vancouver, Canada. I'm a part of the VIHASA Online Canada team, and I have with me Denise. Hi, Denise.
Thanks, Anu. My name's Denise Smeckel. I'm a holistic health practitioner on Vancouver Island, self-employed with a renewed focus on mental health. We are a small core team of 4, initiating VIHASA Canada from the beautiful West Coast. The other 2 team members are Taran Gill, who works in IT with the first responders, and Rochelle Ware, who works within the spa sector of health. Together, we bring a broad range of experience in healthcare and are thrilled to have a united focus of bringing VIHASA into our workplaces, the community at large, and into the government and corporate sectors.
That's right. We did our pilot VIHASA for a pharmaceutical company in November last year on compassion. It was a 1.5-hour session attended by 15 of the pharmaceutical scientists. It was well received, and the overall feedback we got was that we have not attended any self-leadership program of this kind before. And the focus on self-compassion was highly appreciated. One participant shared that this program has brought a dramatic shift in his awareness that has helped him to take a few crucial decisions with ease.
Yes, that was very exciting and inspiring. And we look forward to VIHASA expanding across Canada and into different professional fields and communities.
That's right. We also have projects in planning that the Canada and USA VIHASA team will pursue together.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Shanti Matura.
And I'm Avalon King.
And we are the regional coordinators for the Caribbean group.
In the Caribbean, there are trained facilitators in the following countries: Aruba, Barbados, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago, where Shanti and I are from.
A pilot project is being done in Trinidad and Tobago with a women's group. 2 sessions have already been completed, and the topics presented were my core values and a high point in my life. Approximately 20 participants attended each session, which lasted for an hour.
The third session takes place on the 7th of March, and it's entitled Creating Peace Within Me.
In the feedback from these sessions, participants noted that a safe place was created, and this allowed them to express themselves freely. They were able to connect deeply with their emotions and find answers. They were also able to learn from other people's experiences as they shared their stories. They said they are looking forward to the other session.
So for the near future, we plan to host sessions on a monthly basis with a range of institutions, and also cooperate with the other Caribbean countries to get their pilot projects off the ground.
Dr. Sarah Eager, who is the chair of the Janki Foundation for Spirituality and Healthcare. Sarah, welcome. It's lovely for you to join us. So just for you to share your thoughts on what we have shared so far, with the world in terms of this project. So over to you.
Thank you so much, Nirmala. Well, I think so much has already been said. I feel like I've been on a geography tour, seeing where you've reached in the world. I guess just over nearly 20 years ago, we couldn't have imagined how the things would have developed in the world. But clearly, the silver lining of COVID was how we all became connected through Zoom in particular, and other online platforms exist, obviously, but and I myself did some trainings on Zoom, and so or online, and so I could experience. We often wondered, how could you possibly translate a training like VIHASA into something that felt so personal, and you needed to be in the room and feel the energy of the room. So how could you translate that into an online experience? But I think it is possible, and clearly you're showing us and telling us that it is possible, and people do have experiences, do learn things about themselves and a way to be in the world that is very uplifting and helpful and supportive for them. So this technology has obviously given us the opportunity to share VIHASA in a much broader way, because clearly we can't, especially these days with traveling being environmentally questionable, I suppose, to travel the way we used to, that we can reach you and you can reach out in your countries using this modern technology. So I think, as Janki said, it's really so much needed these days, anyone's experience of healthcare. And I think this is a universal international experience, that as the world is getting more chaotic, people are very distressed through all kinds of for all kinds of reasons: environment, earthquakes, famine, war, water, you name it, it's there. And where do those people pitch up? They pitch up often at the door of health services or public services in some form or another. And how do those people cope with this avalanche of sorrow and distress that's meeting them? And there's been a lot being talked these days about trauma and getting traumatized by the kind of work you have to do. And what is the best way of really making yourself resilient against trauma? Sort of like pre-traumatic growth is something we've heard talked about, that, or post-traumatic growth, but you can have pre-traumatic growth. And I think VIHASA is that, because it's really helping each one of us develop those innate spiritual skills that we all have, so that we are able to stay calm in a storm, that we are able to keep our minds cool when all about us are losing theirs, that we do have those skills and those resources within us, and we just need to be shown how to unlock that treasure store. So thank you so much, everyone who's given your time, your energy, your love, your compassion to be part of this now international VIHASA project, and especially congratulations to the main trainers and all the time you've given, and the regional coordinators, and Nirmala for obviously feeling very inspired by the divine to really pick up with this idea and run with it, and let's see the fruit that it bears. But congratulations, everyone, and it's lovely that you're all taking part in this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. So I'd like to invite Raksha and Masana with me. Hi, Masana, welcome.
Hello.
So when we do the training, we always have a fishbowl scenario, don't we, where we ask the facilitators to have a conversation. And I thought it would be nice to just have a conversation on our journey so far. So how do you feel, Masana, from all that we've achieved in 1 year?
Well, it's quite incredible to see what we put up on the slides and see it in that holistic way. However, being there from the beginning, it's been such a privilege, because I have many years' experience of being one of the VIHASA facilitators in person and training around the world. And then to learn how to teach this very empathic, deep-hearted processes, participatory, experiential, to people from around the planet has been another leap. And for me to see so many and witness health professionals and those from the caring profession with such zeal and enthusiasm, some with no Zoom experience, no tech experience, and yet willing to feel the fear and step through that and have the courage and determination to really learn how to facilitate online. And for us to have had 3 trainings already, accumulating in 75 amazing facilitators from 8 regions, it warms my heart. It's so beautiful. And I know it's going to continue to cascade out across the planet for all those that need this very special experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Masana. Raksha, what are your thoughts on
Yes,
this?
thank you. Thank you, Nirmala. And yes, I was also reflecting on when you had first, invited me to join the training. And immediately the answer was yes, knowing the power of VIHASA and the experiential approach. And just joining the first session, the pre-training, it was so wonderful to come into the VIHASA family again after COVID and, VIHASA taking a back seat. And then thereafter, I eagerly supported the successive trainings, just awed at the interest and the need for this amazing program across the globe, and excited to witness how this will then be taken as in this very easy method of online to many of the areas that we could not reach. In South Africa, having done a lot of workshops in our major cities, the rest of Africa, the rest of the world, there are many rural areas. And the online platform is a way to take this amazing, powerful program created by the creators of this pack to the rest of the world. Thank you.
Lovely. And I thought it would be nice for our audience to have a little experience, Raksha, of one of the exercises that we do in the first module, which is VIHASA, looking at values, rediscovering our inner values. So do you want to talk us through that?
Yes. Yes, so it would be wonderful to guide you now through an exercise from VIHASA, and it's an exercise of reflecting on a high point in your life. And I thought it would be wonderful, Nirmala, if you can guide us through your own story, because I know this online experience this year has definitely been a high point for you, just listening to you over the year and how you've been touched and moved, to proceed with this program. So whilst Nirmala is sharing her high point, the exercise that we want you to reflect on is to think of a high point in your life, be it in your personal or work life, a time when you felt at your best, a time that was very significant or meaningful, and you felt very alive and creative, very effective. So if you could reflect on that, and Nirmala, if you could share with us your high point of the VIHASA online project.
Well, certainly, if I am to reflect over my life, a high point, this will certainly tick all the boxes. And for me, it's just the energy, really, and having that complete trust in the process. And it's like the universe opens its doors, and the right people emerge to take on a task. And it's, Sarah mentioned when she was sharing, about, being touched by the divine. And I feel there is a higher energy promoting and propelling this project forward. And the Janki Foundation was named after Daddy Janki, who is our inspiration. And, for me, the teachings that remain from her with the values in healthcare project is really, you have to live the values. And yes, I have made some progress. And for me, I think my journey is really being able to work with people. And some of you will know that I've had to be a little bit stern, but for me, it's just that complete trust. So the value that really stands out for me as this high point of the launch of the VIHASA program after 1 year of us doing the training is really that zeal and enthusiasm, and that, unconditional support from everyone. We're all volunteers doing this. And so to do it out of that love rather than compulsion is really something to admire. What about Masana? What's yours?
You've covered a lot there beautifully, Numala. For me, there are many high points as well. However, the one I would like to focus on is when I was privileged to be the meta facilitator, coordinating facilitators over in South Africa. And in fact, Raksha and I were the co-meta facilitators, and 5 of us highly trained facilitators came over from the UK. And we always have the principle of co-facilitating with experienced facilitators in the country. So Raksha had found 5 amazing facilitators. So there was a pairing from both countries, and 120 health and caring professionals came from across South Africa. And we were in an amazing retreat in the Drakensberg Mountains, so peaceful, so exquisite. And can you imagine the zeal and enthusiasm and energy? Anyone who's met a South African, that energy. They danced into the retreat center, and the energy just kept on escalating. And there was another magical moment when finally our training manuals arrived for anyone who would like to purchase them. And we didn't even have time to, other than open the back of the van to remove them, to take them to display them appropriately, etc., people were queuing up and buying them out of the back of the van. And you knew that these amazing stalwarts who have come through apartheid and are bringing the rainbow country into a higher vibration of core values and love and respect of every human being, and that they were going to percolate out across the country, breaking through all those class and color barriers. And it was magic. So beautiful. Thank you.
Raksha, what's yours?
Sorry. Yes.
Sorry.
I'm so caught up in the moment. Raksha, how about you?
Thanks for reminding us of that. It was 2008. Yes, so beautiful. And yeah, for me, a high point is also, besides VIHASA, I have to share another story. But when I was doing my master's in palliative medicine on dignity, understanding the dignity experience of patients with advanced disease and exploring the impact of dignity therapy and guided imagery, or one of our tools, meditation, on the dignity experience of patients with cancer. And I had done an interview with a young man who had battled cancer for 10 years. And in that battle, he had managed to have a family, buy his dream home, and finally, you know, he was coming to an end of that journey. And I interviewed him, and I then had conducted the guided imagery and dignity therapy, the meditation with him. And initially, when I had met him, he was frustrated, angry, whispering, swearing, and bedbound, and really feeling lost. And when I returned to his home a week later, he was walking and shouting. And so I said, "What happened?" And he said, "Well, it's that thing you did with me." It showed me that I am more than just this. You know, he used some more entertaining language. You know, I'm more than just this. And, you know, and I realized I was depressed, and I'm this amazing, untouchable energy, spirit. And I've shared it with all my family, and they are so happy, because before that he was rejecting his 5-year-old son, angry with his wife, and at his wit's end. But a little experience of one of our tools of VIHASA and the amazing energy it brought and how it uplifted him. So definitely conducting that research and using the tool was a high point.
That's amazing. So touching to hear that, Raksha. And Numala, what would you say encapsulates your high point? Which value of virtue encapsulates it?
I would go for 2, resilient enthusiasm.
And for yourself, Raksha?
I think staying lifted and uplifting others.
What about for you, Masana? What was your value?
Compassion and generosity of spirit.
Lovely. Raksha, would you like to take us through a little reflection? And we also, maybe just a couple of minutes, your thoughts on us experiencing that value, and then we can maybe see how we get on. Over to you.
Yes. So like we had, you know, experienced and shared our story, now in your mind, just reflect on your personal story and the impact of that on yourself. Reflect on your high point in your working or personal life, and just see that scene on the screen of your mind, a time that was so meaningful, so significant, so powerful, when you felt you were at your best. And then from that story, what energy did you hold that permeated that entire scene? And so if you can hold that core quality, that core value that shone through in that high, significant, meaningful moment of your life. And I'd like to guide you now through a meditation to experience that core quality. So, having reflected on that, just to sit back comfortably on your seat and to allow your body to become totally relaxed. Let your feet rest on the ground and your hands rest on your lap. You can close your eyes and go into the experience or keep them open. And gently focus your awareness on your body and your breathing, taking a deep breath in and letting go of any tension as you breathe out. Repeat this. I take a deep breath in, just filling my lungs with peace. As I breathe out all the stale air in my lungs, and then I allow my breath to settle into its own rhythm, breathing gently in and gently out. And as I begin to focus on myself, I begin to feel more relaxed. My thoughts slow down and they begin to calm. And reflecting on a high moment in my life, in my mind now, can I allow an image or feeling of a deep inner value that shone through in my high moment to arise in my mind? What one value comes to mind that shone through in the high moment and the many high moments of this life? Focus on this one value. Can an image, color, sound, or phrase come to mind associated with this value? Take time to really feel and experience this value now. What does it feel like now to re-emerge, rekindle, and shine bright with this value in this moment now? Holding on to this energy, I gently bring my awareness back to the space, and I become fully aware and present now in this moment, savoring this feeling and experience.
Thank you, Raksha. Lovely. So what we will do is we will continue with our presentation that we have, and at the end we will play a song which we would also ask you to reflect on. We just are aware that we want to include what we needed to within the time. So thank you all for joining us and experiencing that value with yourself. So Raksha, Masana, thank you for being here with us and for all that you do in the training that we are giving. And I will share at the end the dates for another training that we are planning to offer. So thank you both, and enjoy the rest of the session. So the next part of this we want to take you through it is, I mentioned that the VIHASA journey is on 5 phases. So the next phase that we are looking at is our phase 3. And the phase 3 is really the rollout of the VIHASA program. So this launch is a way forward for us to really roll VIHASA out towards the world. So we are hoping that, the regional coordinators will be taking the way forward for this. And we want to now share with you the rest of the regional coordinators, the areas and their videos. So enjoy.
Namaste. I'm Pooja Sharma, Administration Professional from India, one of the 4 regional coordinators of VIHASA India online. Along with me are Dr. Mayur Trivedi, Professor of Public Health, Kocha Bhatia, who is an independent illustrator and also a creative consultant. And joining me on screen is Dr. Manas Sharma, who is a medical consultant with the WHO.
So all 4 of us got trained for online facilitation last year, and something just clicked for me. I think it's the connection that I feel with people while facilitating these sessions.
The connections, and I think even the conversations, because the values have influenced our lives in a very deep way. And it's perhaps this is the reason that we want people to have the same experience as well.
Yeah, so taking it forward, we have till now conducted 2 pilot sessions. Around 30 participants participated, and the response has been quite encouraging. And so we want to reach out to a wider audience, and starting with healthcare organizations.
Great, thank you.
Hello and welcome to Nepal. Nepal is a beautiful country in South Asia on the lap of the majestic Himalayas, bordering India in the east, south, and west, and China in the north. There are 7 provinces in Nepal, rich in diverse languages and cultures. Till now, we have 5 VIHASA facilitators in Nepal. I am Dr. Anju Pradhan. I am a regional coordinator of VIHASA for Nepal. I am a pathologist working as an additional professor in the Department of Pathology at BP Koirala Institute of Health Sciences, Dharan, situated in the eastern part of Nepal.
Hello, I am Rajiv Ranjan Karna. I am a regional coordinator of VIHASA for Nepal. I am a public health professional working as a research officer in an Eastern Regional Eye Care program in Viratnagar. To date, we have completed 2 online piloting sessions on inner values. The sessions were 90 minutes and 60 minutes respectively. A total of around 35 participants benefited through the facilitation. The program was effective. Participants experienced the values and they are looking forward to attending our subsequent programs.
Regarding the way forward, we plan to provide VIHASA sessions every month to the health and other professionals from different parts of the country through VIHASA facilitation program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nirmala Rakbir, coordinator of the VIHASA online project and one of the regional coordinators for UK, Europe and the Middle East.
Hi, my name is Elaine Rodham and one of the regional coordinators for UK, Europe and the Middle East.
So far, 18 people have completed the VIHASA online facilitators training program from England, Scotland, Jersey Island, Netherlands, and the United Arab Emirates. And we have been carrying out pilots of the program in Jersey Island and the UK.
In the UK, we have done 4 pilots on the themes of rediscovering inner values and enhancing self-care and well-being. There are regular monthly sessions in Jersey Island. These pilots were offered to healthcare staff in an NHS trust and to those from the caring profession and the public in person and also online. The in-person sessions are regular monthly sessions of 60 to 90 minutes and quarterly half-day sessions.
Our plan is to roll out VIHASA in the UK, Europe, and the Middle East region by continuing to offer monthly self-care sessions and quarterly sessions in person and online.
We look forward to welcoming you to VIHASA online.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shruti Saxena, located in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm one of the lead coordinators for United States. I'm absolutely thrilled to be a part of the VIHASA global family. As part of the pilot launches, we have done a few pilots in the United States. I'd like to focus on the sessions that we did at my employer, Citizens Financial Group. We've conducted 6 out of the 8 sessions. Each of these sessions were attended by close to 150 to 200 people. They were 90 minutes long and were conducted on WebEx. The feedback has been uniformly positive, and this pilot really helped us demonstrate the applicability of the VIHASA program outside the medical sector. As a regional group, I hope we continue to outreach other professionals and reach out to as many sectors as possible.
Hello, everyone. I am Vaishali from San Francisco, California, one of the regional coordinator for the USA region for VIHASA online program. We have launched our pilot in Bay Area, where we have collaborated with 2 NGO and 2 corporate companies. It was very well received. We did on the self-compassion, and result of which we have received 2 proposals. One is from the UK-based NGO for the collaboration for their future events. And also one of the company in California has reached out for us for the future MOU with Janki Foundation. From all of our team of USA, we appreciate that you made us a part of your team. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
So thank you all. So the next slide talks about the 4th and 5th future plans of the project, creating an online forum for the trained facilitators. And this is quarterly meetings that we would have, and then sustaining the learning community where we could meet face-to-face or online to share what we are doing. And some feedback from the pilots, we decided to use a different way of creating that. And the first question we asked was, what aspect of the session would you highlight as being particularly effective and useful? And the words that came up, the words that are the biggest were the number of times people have said that response. So take a moment to just reflect on these words. So values came up, sessions being interactive, lots of sharing, the sacred space being useful and effective. And the next question we ask is, how would you put your new learning into practice in your current work life? And this is, as I mentioned, for all the training pilots that we've had. And you can see what stands out very clearly is learning. So taking time out, being innovative, being focused, strengthening team spirit, practice and the reflection, all the other words. The next question we asked was, what impact do you think the session has had on yourself and your team or service, and how? And so lots of self-care feedback came, self-reflection, to be happy, to be positive, and to have that realization. And of course, the whole aspect of sharing, being empowered, having a positive impact, clarity. So overall, the feedback we got in terms of how people felt the sessions went, and what came out for this was, about how the training sessions were done. So lots of people shared that it was wonderful, the sessions, they enjoyed the sessions, it was reflective, very insightful, all-inclusive, good session, it was engaging, etc. So we thought it would be nice to just share with you some of the testimonials that came through, so enjoy.
Namaskar and a warm hello from Citizens Bank. Given what all of us as humanity have endured over the last 2 to 3 years, as an organization, it was incumbent on us to find ways to support our own employees. Through this endeavor, we were introduced to the Janki Foundation, and in partnership with them, we launched a value-based leadership program that was opened to all of our employees. The facilitators and volunteers of the foundation have worked with several of our employees, providing them with very effective tactics and approaches in managing stress and grounding themselves in stability and navigating some very, very uncertain times. Whether it be at work or in their personal life, these approaches have benefited equally. The followership of the program has been gaining ground with every session. The feedback from our colleagues has been overwhelmingly positive. The impact of what the foundation has been doing with the program and with us has been profound. Our sincere thanks and gratitude to the program, to the facilitators, to the volunteers for their selfless service to us and the human service they've been providing to several organizations and people across the world. We can't thank you enough, and we wish you the best in every future endeavor and program that you undertake. Thank you.
Greetings everyone. My name is Professor Shumonthro or Shumon Ray. I'm very pleased to have recently completed the VIHASA Facilitators Training, VIHASA being Values in Healthcare, a Spiritual Approach. For me, this brings together 2 decades of insights from both professional and personal practices, being a healthcare professional, a medical doctor more specifically, and working in the arena of global health and research, particularly in recent times, values in healthcare, both for self-care as well as in the service of others, is more important than ever before. I feel privileged that a couple of decades ago, when the Values in Healthcare program first started, I was present at that moment, and now many years later, it's really a great pleasure and privilege to have completed the facilitators training, and I'm looking forward to working with one and all across the global community to support a value-based approach for self-care, healthcare, and well-being. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Gigi, and I work for ASCEND, we are currently supporting the Anubhuti Meditation Center and closely working with Vaishali. I just want to share my experience at the self-compassion event that just recently happened in February 18th. It was such an amazing experience. I was able to share my mother-in-law and my experience of whom gives you that energy and all that good stuff. And I can't wait to share more stories of the next one, which is positivity, which I would love to share to my colleagues and friends and family as well. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Molly Resmay. As the CEO of Sunshine Learning Center, I'm here to share with you about my team experience joining VIHASA session, Rediscovering Inner Value on February 24, 2023 by online, start from 3:30 to 5 p.m. From what I observed from my team experience was, first I can see they all happy, they learn something new, they start to know about their inner value more, and they do have time to do the self-reflection of their own moment in life. They start to realize about their favorite thing is also have a strong connection to their inner value as well. The most wonderful thing is every one of us have the secret rooms, and that secret room or secret place, we can log into that anytime that we want. Either we are sad, happy, or we can sit down there to do the meditation. We can go inside there to get some more refreshment and energy back. And the whole session, yes, it's not that long, but it's good enough for them to get into their own experience, happiness, and enjoy the moment. For my point of view of VIHASA session, I would give a lot of benefit. I think it would give a lot of benefit to employee as well as the employer to get more productivity of their teamwork, and especially is their working efficiency. Because when they are happy, they have the peace of mind, the clarity in mind, they can start to even working more better for the organization. And when they know themselves more, then they start to getting to know other people surrounding them more easily. And as an organization of Sunshine Learning Center, we're looking forward to join VIHASA session next time. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you all for staying on. We're just at the end now, and we would like to invite the actual launch to happen. So we created a ribbon, and we would like to cut that ribbon to officially launch And we would like to share with you these words. So take a moment to just reflect on these words from Daddy Janki. So this is what, in essence, VIHASA is. And we would like to share with you in the next slide our web address for the Janki Foundation, and for the VIHASA training, our email, if you want to contact us. We will be offering a next training. So the next slide shows the dates of these training. If you would like, please let us know if you'd like to be part of it, and we will then send you an invite letter. So thank you all. That just brings me to the end to share with you that we are offering monthly self-care days. If you would like to be part of this, register on the Janki Foundation website. And this is part of the VIHASA program that we are creating, these self-care days to enhance our self-care and well-being. So I'd like to invite all the regional coordinators to put their videos on. And if we can have the gallery view. And I just want to end with a song. So I know we really appreciate you staying on with us, and as a thank you for us to all have our video on gallery, our view on gallery. And if we can have that beautiful song from the bottom of our hearts to say thank you, and for all those who have made this event possible, the planning team for the VIHASA launch, multi-million-fold thanks to the tech people, Manish Patel and Praful Singhi, for all the work they've done to pull it together, and for all the regional coordinators for being respectful and timely with your videos, and all those who have not been mentioned. Big thank you for being part of this program. So let's end with this amazing song.
Thank you for your inspiration, for your life and love. Thank you for your recognition of the one above. Thank you for your sweet compassion, for your life of truth. Thank you for walking on this earth. Thank you for being you. The river flows back to the ocean. The trees turn back to dust. The sun must set as the day it ends, and so shall all of us. The gift of silence is returned to each one soul by soul. Thank you for your recognition of the one above. Thank you for